So,
we good.
we've been talking about how we think this might be the heel WrestleMania, right? The WrestleMania that the heels finally win in decades. So in the spirit of, our prediction, let's talk about heels. Let's talk about our top 5 heels. So we'll all give a heel. That's one of our top heels, I guess, our favorite heel.
Okay.
That'll compile our top 5 heels all time. I'll start.
I want to go last.
My heel, I think, is probably one of the biggest and best heels ever in wrestling, period. There's only one of them to ever exist, Mr. McMahon. That's going to be my very first heel. Definitely was like the epitome of what a heel should be. Our wrestling culture was based off of his mind and his ideas and his brainchild of wrestling. So like everything,
I feel you.
Vince McMahon loved about wrestling is what we love about wrestling. Everything we loved about the heels is what he loved about heels. So it makes sense that him being a heel and this persona of Mr. McMahon on camera had to be the best thing that we ever saw. So I'm sure it's up for argument. We can't argue about it, but in my opinion, I just think
Vince moment as a heel.
Favorite Vince moment as a heel? Oh, there's
Right, exactly.
There's several, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. My favorite Vince McMahon moments as a heel was when someone was getting the upper hand on him. So those were like my favorite moments, right? Like when it's crazy, right?
I'm just thinking about his reaction.
Like when The Rock got over on the corporate McMahon, right? That was like one of the greatest PLEs ever. Was like Backlash, right? Where like everyone thought The Rock was gonna lose, and Triple H pedigreed him like twice. They got all these people in the ring: the Pattersons, McMahon, Briscoe, and The Rock wins the belt. That was like one of the greatest. I think Stone Cold comes in there. He returns after being gone for like almost a year.
Yep.
He knocks he stunners people, knocks everybody out in the ring, and The Rock wins the title. That's probably like my favorite Vince McMahon heel getting his ass whipped in the ring moment ever. So definitely, for sure.
I mean, when it comes to heels, this might be a popular opinion, but in my time, it was Triple H. He was the perfect heel for every situation.
Yeah, definitely.
For The Rock, Austin, Undertaker, Kane, you name it, he was the perfect heel. He was snotty when he had the character. He was arrogant. He was like, white collar all the time. White collar, suited up. And like he represented that.
You talking about Hunter Hearst Helmsley or Triple
H? Even after Hunter Hearst Helmsley as Triple H, he was going the evolution.
Triple H than he was as Hunter Hearst
Horseman 2.0.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. I'm just curious.
He's the perfect heel.
I'm trying to see what he's talking about though.
Like Triple H? You love to hate Triple H.
I love Triple H.
Yeah, but you cheered him, but he was
he was the perfect heel for everybody.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm just asking what era of Triple H.
He would spit water on people.
Even when he was a face, I didn't like it. Like he's just better as a heel. Like he's perfect as the bad guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Like that's his role.
And the only reason he was a face was because there were no
by default. That was it by default.
Yeah.
But also it was story. Like, all right, when he had he tore his ACL?
His quad.
His quad. I'm sorry. He tore his quad and then he came back. That whole storyline with him coming back, I remember it was a whole thing with him at the Royal Rumble. Like it was by default. You had to cheer for him. But after a while, it got back to back to usual.
Back to
heel.
business.
Exactly.
The game.
The game.
Yo, what's your favorite game moment?
Shit. Pick one. Oh, man, I don't even know. Honestly, all right. The one that took me by surprise is when he first came back with Shawn Michaels. That initial time when he introduced the Generation X. He was hyping everybody up. Had Shawn Michaels in the ring.
Oh, that was NWO. That wasn't
No, it was the Generation X because he gave him a shirt at the beginning of the night. They built the anticipation. They came out to the DX music.
Oh, yeah.
Triple H did all of it. Did all the DX thing, and then he beat the fuck out of Shawn Michaels
for 10 minutes.
That's perfect. Yes, that's Triple H.
And then Shawn Michaels won at the first elimination chamber.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but Triple H is a perfect heel in my opinion.
Dope.
Perfect heel.
DJ.
I want to go last, dog, but I would say Razor Ramon is my guy.
Heel?
Ooh, the bad guy. Scott Hall.
The bad guy was a good guy, bro.
I know, but to your point, Triple H, you love to hate him. I just think he was just like the machismo. I never seen anything like it. No, he's not black, but he was cool as hell.
Hell yeah.
And just the stroll to just his swagger, just everything about him, the toothpick, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like just everything. Bravado, bro.
That's my favorite wrestler ever. So
Bravado, bro.
I got
Nice.
all time favorite wrestler.
Scott Hall?
Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was super cool, bro.
Yeah, it was. He was.
And the Razor's Edge, at the time, I thought it was like
Rest in
the
peace.
greatest move
Yeah.
ever, huh?
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace for sure. Yeah,
I mean,
for
yo,
sure.
hey, yo, all
Hey,
of that shit. Come on,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying. Like, bro.
He's like one of the greatest wrestlers to never win the heavyweight. To never win the titles. Because he never won the WWE title.
Which is
right?
crazy.
He didn't
Which is crazy. And in that timeline, like he was perfect for that title.
He would
I
have been better than
understood
Kevin
though.
Nash.
Diesel?
Huh?
Well, wait.
Say what
hold
it
on.
said.
Well, Diesel held it.
No, what did he say?
Razor Ramon
He said he
would have been better
with the
Hell
title
I
than
feel
Diesel.
than
yeah.
Kevin Nash.
Hell yeah.
As the champion.
Hell fucking
All
yeah.
day.
But you
Hell
remember
fucking
in that
yeah,
era,
nigga.
in that time, Vince McMahon one of the biggest and the
That's
strongest
what I'm
guys.
saying.
Yeah.
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 So
Yeah.
Diesel,
Good
he
or
beat
bad?
Bond
Big
in
man
like 8
basketball.
seconds, and I had that whole
Yeah.
year. Like,
Come on, baby.
Yeah, come on, man.
Come on, bro. Right.
Come on.
Come on.
That's
bro.
crazy. That's
Top
the
that,
bad
nigga.
guy.
all right, who you got? Who you got, Chase?
So
Right.
your wandering eyes.
Oh my God.
Your wandering eyes, Hogan. Your wandering eyes. I saw you looking at Elizabeth.
Macho?
Macho Man
Yeah, it sound like
Randy
Macho,
Savage.
but I get you. I heard when you said Elizabeth.
So-
I understood the assignment, bro.
Macho Man back in the 80s took that belt. You remember? You probably and slammed it on Ricky Steamboat's throat. Mm-hmm. And then you saw Ricky Steamboat in therapy, and they're like, "Rick, say something." He was like, Bro, Macho Man was that dude.
He was.
That
He was.
dude as a
He
heel.
wasn't like the other three, bro.
No, he was that dude. Because of the simple
Another
fact,
Macho.
he was crazy.
Yeah,
he was crazy and he was racist at the same time.
DJ thought he was black.
yeah, you did, man.
That was Roddy, dude.
he would call Tito Santana Chico. It's like, look here, Chico Santana.
What's wrong
When
with
you
that?
come through
What's wrong
with
with
your
that?
That's wild racist, bro.
For that time,
Bro.
Macho Man Randy Savage had one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time.
what? Oh,
Ricky Steamboat.
okay, okay,
Right.
okay. No,
Yeah.
that was always on
He let
replay.
Jake
They
the
always.
Snake bite him.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Kudos to
gotta
him
do
for
what you
that because I
gotta
would
do.
never let a bite me.
Hell no.
Great heel.
Hell no.
Great heel.
He was. I don't
Yeah,
know if
rest
he's
in
up
peace
there,
to Macho
though.
Man.
Rest in peace, Macho.
I'm
But-
surprised you took that turn. Like I thought you were going Hollywood Hogan for a second.
No. So I went with Macho because
That's a good one.
Macho, during that time, he did some dastardly stuff. You know, he was a great Intercontinental Champion as a heel. He had a female manager that he never let speak. Be like, get the hell out of here, go! Right? Then when he hooked up with Queen Sherry, cost Ultimate Warrior the championship.
Was Sensational Sherry? Never mind. We're going to talk about that in another episode. But I just have a question about it.
Ask a question.
Was she
No,
black? No, she was white.
No, nigga. Was she one of the top managers ever?
No.
No.
She wasn't the top manager. She was just a very recognizable manager.
I mean, Shawn Michaels, obviously, right?
Harlem Heat.
Harlem
That's what I'm
Heat.
saying. You don't think
Macho
so?
Man. There are so many people that
Damn.
were ahead
So,
of her.
what was your
as
favorite
managers.
moment of her then?
Nigga, I don't remember, nigga.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Anyway,
So
Exactly.
as far as Macho Man, right?
I think that's
because
good.
I'm
Ask him,
surprised you went Macho Man.
That's what she got.
What era of Macho Man was your favorite?
the 80s.
The 80s.
The
Right?
90s. That's the only one I know.
The
The
80s.
90s is the
Also
only one I know.
because he was
That's fair. You know,
Well,
she's
you
old.
don't remember NWO Macho Man?
No,
yeah,
the
but
90s.
he was
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
NWO Macho Man was just like a lackey.
He was a shell of himself, I think.
Really a show.
He held the belt in WCW.
I
He
was
was a
about to say,
champion.
yeah,
Is
he was in the
WCW
shell.
really top
That's
tier?
where they,
Yes,
that's
it
where
was.
NWO
They
was
should-
born.
they
I
beat
mean, I
Raw
know that.
84
I'm
weeks
just
in a
saying
He
row.
was-
wasn't a lackey. Not
Was
everybody
WCW top
in
tier?
NWO had the
Lex
belt.
Luger had the belt for a day.
My nigga, they're like the
so
Mets.
let's
They were like the Mets. They had old
that
players.
was what caused the dissension
Macho,
within the
Macho
NWO.
won that World War III, 90s, even with Hogan in the match. Like Macho
Two
had
old
his.
niggas.
he
he
in
wasn't
the
old at the
NWO.
time.
How old,
That
my nigga, how
heavyweight
old,
That's
how
what
old
I'm
is Hogan
saying.
right now? How old is Hogan right now?
It's like 70 something.
6,
Yeah.
7.
30 years ago. That nigga was 40 something. Old, bro.
Would
Not
that be?
moving the same. I'm saying 30 years ago, right?
So I
This happened.
wouldn't pick Hollywood because he wasn't
He was
one of my
past his
favorite
prime
heroes.
in
I almost
NWO.
went with Stone Cold, right, as a heel.
Nigga, you added bad people.
Yo.
You was
No,
one
but
person.
he asked me about Macho Man, why I chose Macho Man. So it was a tough choice, but I thought Macho Man had
See,
he helped build WrestleMania.
Who?
Word.
Macho Man. He helped build WrestleMania
sure
as
did.
a heel.
How?
Now, speaking of WrestleMania, let's get into our top WrestleMania moments all time.
Talk about it, nigga.
So this is exciting for me because I want to kick it off with 2 WrestleMania moments.
okay.
The first one is going to be what actually brought me to wrestling. We're going to go back a little bit, but WrestleMania 3, Andre the Giant versus Hulk Hogan.
Facts.
Okay.
That,
Facts.
for me, was my introduction to wrestling.
Facts.
There was nothing bigger on TV for me than seeing Hulk Hogan battle Andre the Giant and then slamming him in the ring was just sold me. So everything that Vince McMahon had planned to pull
As a
people
child,
in,
right?
it worked. And
Facts.
I was a fan ever since.
And how they built that match was
All
crazy.
day.
What?
When they gave Hogan that big ass trophy,
Yep.
and they gave Andre that tiny
the
trophy.
little ass one.
Oh,
Yeah, so I mean, like, shout out to Andre the Giant, his family,
R.I.P.
rest in
Yo,
peace.
honestly, on we gotta put emphasis on that match because people aren't gonna give it the due.
I was going to say
Yeah.
trash,
Yeah.
but I understand.
It's not
No,
trash.
that
At
is-
the
no,
time,
that
it
is-
was such a big
That
match.
is-
what it did for
Such a big match.
WWF at
Yeah,
the
I
time,
understand that part.
like
Yeah.
what it did for
Yeah.
fans and communities and
Understand.
people just
But
drew
the
so
match
many.
was trash.
no,
Yeah,
the,
like
the
that-
match
the match-
was not trash.
But it wasn't about the match; it was about the story.
It was the
And
story.
the personality.
Because
story.
as a kid at that time, I
Yeah.
still remember the story
I'm saying
more
the
than I
bystander,
remember
all that, yes.
the match.
Yeah, you
so
know.
and you know that the ending, the closure
Yeah.
was the body.
I'm just saying
So-
the match was trash. Can we all agree?
No, I'll tell you why the match wasn't trash, right? Because
Yo, you such a hater.
I'm not a hater.
you are a
It was
hater.
trash.
That is crazy. Because it
Are you
Are
comparing?
you comparing that, or do they talk about the body slam?
Are you
No.
comparing it to the matches of today? Is that why?
No, nigga, I'm comparing it to what I was watching again then to now. Nigga.
Yeah,
Trash,
so
nigga.
he just answered your question.
for
He's
me-
comparing it to
for
today.
me-
No, as an
That's
older
what I'm
guy,
saying. If you compare it
it
to
was
today,
trash.
it's no.
and it was
It
trash
doesn't
now.
hold the candle.
But the thing is,
Huh?
here's the thing, right? With that match,
That nigga,
the storytelling in that
I
match,
was
he,
sold,
right?
he couldn't move.
exactly why it was trash.
Yeah, but they sold us a great story.
I know,
That's
but
what I'm
this,
saying.
And then so staying on stories, right?
yes,
My second match that I would pick, as far as like WrestleMania main events all time, was the most recent WrestleMania, the Cody Rhodes story.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was a 2-year story. He left the company, came back. We know all the ins and outs of it, but that WrestleMania moment meant a lot to me personally because we were there. So when he actually won that title, you could see people crying, right? You could hear the emotion.
Investment.
We saw the people that were backstage watching. We saw like the real emotion. I actually watched Roman Reigns walk up the Jumbotron, past the Jumbotron. I saw him behind the curtain crying while Paul Heyman was hugging him. And like that was never on camera. I didn't even pull my camera out to record it, but you can probably find it online because some people did. But like it was just so real
That's
for me.
dope.
Like
Yeah.
That's
we know
fire.
what this wrestling thing is. It's entertainment, sports entertainment.
Yeah.
But like such a great story, such a great ending.
Great moment.
And
Wow,
like
that was
everybody
lovely,
put
yeah.
their heart and soul into it. And it was like the first WrestleMania without Vince McMahon. And it was a super successful one.
Yes.
So in my opinion, the best WrestleMania
That's
ever.
one of them. Okay.
But
That was
I
a dope
agree.
WrestleMania.
I agree.
For
Are
sure.
you a hostage of the present or the present moment? You don't think anything else tops that from the history of
As far
wrestling?
as main events,
I mean, that was just personal favorite.
That was just
No,
so. I mean, like it.
I'm not knocking you.
Well,
for it.
if you're a hostage of a moment, it's because it's a moment, right? So I mean, we've all been hostages of a moment, but this is a 2-year standing story that culminated over the absence of a guy from wrestling in this company for several years. So this is a long-standing story. The history of his dad not ever getting a title shot or not ever getting a title with WWE. Him coming back, his father dying. He has a picture of his dad holding a title that he didn't even win. He won the match, but he didn't win the title. And him promising that he was going to actually win the title. His namesake was going to win the first heavyweight title in WWE, and he was going to give it to his mother. Like, can't make that up.
And then the stuff with The Rock, real behind the scenes stuff, it's a moment.
What happened behind the scenes?
The Rock was supposed to come in and replace Cody in that match and go against Roman Reigns for the belt.
But the WWE responded, like the universe, like the fans.
Yeah, because
the fans
they said it was bullshit.
They were like, no, Cody needs to finish his story. It's been almost 2 fucking years. Like,
gotcha.
The Rock, you're not going to step in like you did with CM Punk. We're not going for it this time.
So Cody had run the Royal Rumble, and obviously there's 2 titles to go after. Everybody wasn't fucking with him going with the world title. It had to be the main event. It had to be the Undisputed.
Had to be.
It had to be.
So the WWE universe, the fans got what they wanted. And that was rare because like the year before, we didn't get it because Vince McMahon was in charge and he said, no, let him run for another year. And so we had to run it for another year. And they were, honestly, like if Vince had been in charge, he probably would have been like, I don't care what they're saying. We're going to give the belt to The Rock and we're going to finally do Roman Reigns and The Rock. Yeah. And they're going to like it.
If that's one thing I'll do,
but Paul Vince Levesque, shout out to him. He said, nah. Like,
do you think Vince knew his time was up creatively?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so.
He was still trying to push his stuff.
So. I'm scared to that. Like, so the blockage of creativity in the sense of like, why put an older wrestler in? You know what I mean? That's all.
Well, it's not just an older wrestler. It's somebody who's popular, right? Somebody who's...
But why a teaser, though? The Rock's not a full-time wrestler.
Doesn't have to be.
I'm saying
he's a gate. Like he's
gonna draw the gate.
I get
he's
that.
Honestly, he's like one of the biggest draws in WWE history.
No, I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying the current times. Him older, that's what I'm saying. Being full time.
You see the reaction,
like
bro.
He's electrifying no matter what.
But I don't think he needs to fight for a title to be that though.
Right, that's what. But the fans argued, and that's what we got.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's what I'm asking. Vince does he know that he was past his prime in terms of that?
I don't.
No.
He had to be forced out of it.
Got you. So making bad matches.
But getting back to that, like, what is your top WrestleMania moments?
Anything Undertaker, and going back to Razor Ramon.
Anything Undertaker versus the Giant Gonzalez. Wow.
Yes.
I mean,
yes. That was my first VHS.
We talk about
WrestleMania
bad
9.
matches.
That was my first VHS.
We talk about, but I'm just saying, just the build up to it, and the Caesar Palace being outside.
What's the bald white dude with the black singlet?
King Kong Bundy.
Undertaker versus King Kong Bundy.
Fuck it.
That was WrestleMania. What? 11? 12?
King Kong Bundy was that guy.
Hold on, wait,
bro. Fuck it.
My fault. Before we go on,
and Razor Ramon, Steel Cage. I mean, ladder match. Shawn Michaels.
Okay.
Damn, that was on my list too.
Oh, go. I'm sorry.
No.
I won't take it thunder.
No. I love that match, but I might say an unpopular opinion, but I really do like that Hell in a Cell between Triple H and Undertaker a couple years ago.
Thank you.
Great. Because that was my era. That was
so
my
that's
era.
A trilogy.
Exactly. It's a trilogy, but because it was exactly the layers behind that match, what it represented. And even everything after the match, when they all hugged and embraced at was like, this is it. This is the Attitude Era.
Talking about the curtain call?
Yeah.
The curtain call, yes. Their curtain call. Mm-hmm. But overall, just the match in general, because I was invested in that match. And I usually with WWE, I'm like off and on. But around WrestleMania season, if there's something that catches me, I watch it. That match, I was glued.
And that was Madison Square Garden too, right?
Yes, it delivered.
They built that for 3 years. Actually,
not even more than that because
they built that for 4 years because of the Royal Rumble.
But also, Shawn Michaels had 2 main events with Taker at the time, 2 Royal Rumbles. Triple H already had 2 WrestleManias with Undertaker at the time. So it was like
5-6 years. It was crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Because that Royal Rumble, when they were the last 2, right? It was Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. That's where it started.
Exactly.
Right? And you see these things with WWE like Hogan and Macho Man, right? they started that at Royal Rumble the year before, right? Where Hogan threw Macho Man out. Macho Man comes back in, gets in his face. The next year, they tease Hogan and Warrior.
I was just going to go to that. Yep.
So it's when WWE is on point, they're on point, but you don't notice what they're doing until it's too late.
Yes.
9 times out of 10.
And also, I just want to touch. All right, so this wasn't a part of the Hell in a Cell match, but I don't know if y'all remember that promo where Undertaker had just come back, came into the ring, didn't say a word. Triple H came out, didn't say a word, looked at each other, looked at the WrestleMania sign. Yeah. Like that whole segment.
Facts.
That's what I'm like. I love the vet energy in that. Yeah. In that. So that match represented a lot to me. That was one of my favorites overall.
Yeah.
I love that match, bro.
Yeah, that moment was crazy, dog.
And then at the end when they were embracing, to me, I was like, all right, that's dope. That's fine. Like, just because
you mentioned
that's my 3.
You
that's
mentioned
Razor and Shawn.
Yeah, that's the ladder match. WrestleMania.
Ladder match.
WrestleMania 10.
That was the very first.
Yes.
Yep. That was the very first ladder match ever. Created from the mind of Shawn Michaels. He tried to sell it to Vince McMahon. Vince wasn't going for it at first, but he ended up biting. And it turned out to be a 5-star match.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Super dope.
Bro, like, man, amazing. That's all I can say. Amazing. Just
even when he got when he fell off the ladder and got locked up on the ropes. And all that, like, just a great story, right?
Just showed me, like, he's another great. He was a heel to me. Shawn Michaels, like he was a great heel to me too.
Oh yeah,
Shawn Michaels. Like right after once he kicked Marty Jannetty in Barbershop.
Oh,
the glass in the glass.
Oh boy,
man, this that little girl. Right, bro. This thing was swaggy as fuck, bro.
But yo, the funny thing, I was watching some documentary where Triple H was like, you know, when Shawn Michaels used to do all that, like that was his real dance moves. Like, that's how he dances. Like, this little thing, that's all he had. So
wow,
trash.
That's all he had.
But like.
And that's what worked.
Yeah, he's iconic too, bro.
For sure.
Yeah,
he's iconic. But as far as WrestleMania moments,
yeah, give me yours.
Well, mine.
Oh boy,
Hulk Hogan Rock. Right.
That was a good one. No, that was a good one. That was a good one.
That's a classic match
because of the switch that happened. Wow, that's beautiful.
Hulk Hogan Warrior.
Okay,
right?
Warrior won that.
Okay,
and then. You got Hulk Hogan Andre, right? 3 of those. Then you have Kofi Mania.
You could do that.
Right?
You could do that.
But it's just big moments where people were invested in those matches, right? Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior, that was a big match, especially when they did the double clothesline and they both were out. Still get goosebumps to this day watching that match.
Even after Warrior pinned him and then Hulk Hogan jumped up right after and
he stole his thunder there. Though.
He sure did.
Of course.
That was such
his thunder there.
that was such a trash move.
Yeah, facts.
But
facts. Trash, bro.
And then
attention whore.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Till the death.
And the thing with regardless of however you feel about a noted racist and whatnot, right?
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Okay.
Ultimate Warrior too. But you look at these guys because with a limited moveset, these guys told stories. Great stories in the ring. Hulk Hogan and whoever was in that main event, they told great stories. You might not think so.
There was a reason they were there, DJ.
Do you even like wrestling, DJ?
There was a reason it was there.
Steve, even though Andre was limited.
He said Hogan inside the ring, though. That's where you're losing me. Character, yes.
Bro.
Inside the ring
was all Hogan. What do you mean? Yes, you're right. You're right.
It's
the personality. Yes.
His character. He said inside the ring.
Inside
the
ring.
Wait.
How tall is Hogan?
6'6".
How much?
He's a big man.
And how much does he weigh?
He was 330 in his prime.
And a leg drop is your finisher, my man. Get the fuck out of
bro,
here.
it was in the 80s.
Get out of
People
here.
had sleeper
You know I
holes,
got a body slam, my nigga? Nothing?
Wait. Ultimate Warriors.
Nothing? Gorilla Plex slam, my nigga?
No,
it was a shoulder tackle.
It was a splash.
After what?
No.
After what, my nigga?
It was a splash.
After running.
and then he run it up, and then he jump on him.
DJ. What about if you 400 pounds? You can't lift him up over your head. It was a splash.
Improv. You got
it was
improv.
a splash. Exactly.
But
it's
the
a
leg
splash.
drop?
What would a splash versus a leg drop, bro?
So in all
it's the same
fairness
shit.
to DJ, the leg drop was trash.
Yes.
Wait, we're not talking about the leg drop.
Yes, I just was talking about the leg drop.
Now, let me ask you a question before you
Do you
move
agree?
on. All right. Andre the Giant.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Right? Thank you. Andre the
Wrestlers,
Giant
stop it.
wrestled like a giant and a big man in that match.
Who?
Yes.
Andre the Giant.
My nigga, because he is a big man. He
So,
was not mobile.
He made Hogan look tiny.
Walking on the side of his feet. On the
Regardless
regardless,
of
bro.
whether he
For
was
that
mobile or
time, he was
whatnot.
big, bro.
But think of, well,
It's slow.
Let's put it in perspective, right? Andre made Hogan look tiny, right? For that time. Hogan made Brock Lesnar look tiny.
At 50.
Yeah,
At
no,
50.
yeah, no, he did.
Nigga, I don't care about none of that.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, this has been running the run-in.
You don't even know you stutter. You flustered. You flustered.
we run
Stop
it.
being
Whatever
flustered,
we're
sir.
calling it. Like, on that note,
Right? We so he just check this out. Why you still talking?
wait.
Chase, why you still talking?
Before we end this man thought Macho Man Randy Savage was a black man.
Nah. Johnny be back.
Mark Mero too.
Johnny be
And
back.
Mark
Nah.
Chelsea don't share it because she had a perm.
Nah.
We are not listening to this man.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Johnny be bad. But
Y'all niggas didn't think he was nice? Yeah, stop it. Stop it. You niggas
It's
thought he was
crazy.
nice.
Yo,
But-
like,
but-
subscribe.
We gotta
Please, thank you.
Oh shit.